If you heard the sound of fuffing, what would you expect to be imminently savaged by?
I just want to say that it's 9 p.m.
Carrie Snow, the American comedian, said, if God was a woman, sperm would taste of chocolate. But perhaps... I don't understand it either. Perhaps we...
How do you know it doesn't?
Oh, he knows.
Damn. Geneticists have established that every woman in the world shares a single female ancestor who lived 150,000 years ago. Scientists do actually call her Eve, and every man shares a single male ancestor dubbed Adam. It's also been established, however, that Adam was born 80,000 years after Eve. So the world before him was one of heavy to industrial strength lesbianism, one assumes. Barrymore also famously said, love is the delightful interval between meeting a beautiful girl and discovering that she looks like a haddock. Now, let's go back to our actors' round. Which actor said, one of my chief regrets during my years in the theatre is that I couldn't sit in the audience and watch me?
Oh, God, any of them.
Well, actually, no, hold on, because I think actors do a bloody difficult job.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's quite easy to sit there and, you know, sort of...
Fall asleep.
If his left ear is purely decorative,
yes,
it's very unimaginative for him just to have an ear there, isn't it? He really could have had anything he wanted there at all.
Here's a
a
gift shop
donut
catalogue,
or another organ, like a
badminton
hand.
racket, I would have said.
A badminton racket or a shuttlecock. A road sign. I nearly had my face off then.
Yeah.
Trying to do that.
No, this way. Actually, yeah, not that way.
I knew a landlord of a pub once. He used to say to any female customer that he liked the look of, I've got a 9-inch tongue and I can breathe through my ears.
Wow. What a charmer. Now... Good.
That's the longest sustained laugh I've ever heard. No, it never went very high, but it just went, oh... A bit like the graphite pencil at last.
Moving on.
I know something interesting. Stephenson's rocket went at 30 miles an hour, and they were sure that if you went at 30 miles an hour over, you would suffer irreparable brain damage. So they put fences alongside the track so that passers-by wouldn't have to witness her and just losing it. I suspect that the person who came up with that notion wasn't a medical doctor or anything like that. I suspect it was a fence maker.
It's astonishing what people think will cause illness. The Romans thought that buggery caused earthquakes.
Really?
If it's done right,
There is a very good story, though, about Peter O'Toole, who was once getting drunk in his Celtic Hellraiser days in a pub in London, and they were throwing out time at lunchtime. He said, let's go and see a play. And at one point, O'Toole nudged his friend and said, this is brilliant. This is a bit where I come on. Oh, bollocks! Lastly, what is the name of the 23rd tallest tree in the world?
Well, like a Christian name or other type of...
Yeah.
No, it's not going to be Dave or something like that. Giant redwood.
Well, that is the species of tree, is certainly the sequoia, the giant redwood. But he has a name, the 23rd
The
tallest...
lesser giant redwood.
And so we come full circle, just in time, for the final score. Alan.
I've been really interested.
You have been so interesting. And you've made many new friends here. But you've only made -5 new points.
Really?
In third place, with 10, it's John. And in second place, with 11, is Hugh. But our runaway winner, with 18 QI points, is Danny Baker.
Thank you very much indeed.
Well, the rules
rules are simple, the questions are very unfair, and so am I. A correct answer gets fewer marks than an interesting one, and a boring answer is penalised more than a wrong one. You'll pick it up as we go along. You know.
I nearly injured myself the other day.
Oh, yes.
I was
That's
standing...
not quite interesting.
No, but I was standing at the urinal, and it was so high...
Oh, yeah.
I had to stand on tiptoe, and I nearly pulled a muscle in the hamstring area.
Yes.
And it must have been a really, really lanky plumber who put it up.
It must have been.
You were in a giant's toilet then.
Stumbled into a giant's loo.
Might have been a fountain.
Yes, tigers never roar before attacking, no matter what the movies may say. Unlike lions, tigers are totally solitary animals who come together only when mating. Tigers only roar to tell other tigers where they are.
To where the Frosties are. If you're having your Frosties and you hear... You're eating Tony's Frosties.
Good. Now, would you consider undressing for the benefit of a hungry polar bear? Again, Rich.
It's now 9:15.
I know something quite interesting
Yes, tell.
about polar bears. They don't have white fur.
Well, you better look behind you, pal.
What's that?
I was ready for you.
Yeah. Come on.
They have clear little follicles, but because they reflect the snow, they come across as white.
But he's on a rock then, he's white. What's that mean there?
Just near him is something really white.
But he also said that alligators have nipples.
That's a very good point, I have to say. We do have to pull you up on your nipples there.
I've got nipples.
Yeah. Alligators are not mammals.
Have you never milked an alligator?
No. No one has. And if you think you have, I'm afraid you really do have problems.
But you don't really know
You
what
all
he's
thought
saying,
Rich
do you?
Hall was very weird, didn't you?
No.
But in fact, he was
He
making
is
a very
actually,
serious
maybe it is like
point.
you say.
Mind you, he is weird, too.
Don't tell him I'm weird.
I'm telling them...
I'm doing my best to swim along with this program that gives no cars when you get points. Now you're telling him I'm weird.
No, I'm telling them I'm not weird.
I'm not the one who's telling people there's a second moon.
Because the answer is that 90% of the universe, well, nobody knows where it is. Most astronomers agree that at least 90% of the universe is made of so-called dark matter.
Yes.
And this stuff is invisible, and no one knows where it is. Sir Martin Rees, the Astronomer Royal, has been quoted as saying it's embarrassing that 90% of the universe is unaccounted for.
Look, we're all basing this on what Stephen Hawking says, and the fact is he's subject to interference from minicabs.
Which are my favourite... this is my pancake colour. It's called Gay Whisper. Did you know that? It actually is. Literally Gay Whisper.
Is gay whispers like Chinese whispers?
Only more fun. Where is the driest place on Earth? Where is... Yes.
The Sahara Desert.
Oh, my God! Unbelievable! Minus 20 points for the Sahara Desert. Well, now, what man-made artefacts can be seen from the moon with the naked eye? Yes.
Someone said it in the audience.
What was it?
Great Wall of China.
Oh, you've done it again! I can't believe it!
Which moon are we talking about?
Rich Hall, I think I love you. That it is time for our final scores. And here they are. In first equal position, it's Jeremy and Rich with 20 each. In third place, therefore, it is Bill with 5 points, but sadly, trailing a little this week with minus 30 points, it's Alan. What is the longest animal in the world? Or which is the longest animal in the world, if you prefer? Alan.
The first thing that came to mind would be a really long snake, But I think that even the longest snake, it wouldn't be as long as a really, really long sea animal like a whale or something like that.
It's not the blue whale.
It's not the blue whale.
No, it was too obvious an answer, and I hoped you wouldn't rush along into it. Bill.
The common garden domestic cat.
That long, though.
Yeah. Yes, but when you stretch them out... Have you ever held a cat up under its arms like that? It's massive.
But the blue whale would longer than that.
But in its class, the cat...
If you held a blue whale up, you'd have to stand on a tall building and swing it for hours.
It's a tapeworm inside a blue whale.
Give me the length of a blue whale's
A
penis.
Nissan Micra.
Give me the length of a blue whale.
I know what I'm saying. Give it to me now.
To be honest, I don't think I can manage quite that much, Stephen.
You disappoint a man. Well, a blue whale...
That long, about that long.
Yeah.
An arm's length.
Oh, my dear fellow, it's 16 foot long. 16 foot long.
16 foot?
16
Flaccid?
foot stroke feet. Well, no, flaccid or non-flaccid, it doesn't actually... They don't get erections. And
You wouldn't, would you?
No, I think
Out of sympathy for Mrs. Whale.
Yes.
Oh, the blood's in me cock. You have to think of yourself, don't you, Alan? Not of Mrs. Whale. It's Mrs. Whale, I think, that would suffer most.
Well, I'm sure Mrs. Whale's got an enormous vagina.
It's only big enough to take 16...
That's someone's living room.
Yeah.
The size
You'd have to knock through your living room to get the car.
as big as a Dixon's.
Do you know how octopuses mate?
Tell.
They mate with their third right arm.
Do they?
We all do that.
Yeah, right.
Now, how long, team? How long is a day? In hours. Yes.
Oh, no. Don't do it, Alex.
Slightly
There's no bees in a day.
less or more than 24 hours.
Correct. It is absolutely spot on. 15 points. Let's start, sadly, at the bottom. With minus 20, it's Alan Davies. In third place, with 10 points, Bill Bailey. In second place, with 19 points, it's Meera Syal. So, Mr. I have no points, Clive Anderson is the winner with 26 QI points. Oh, shush your mouth at once, will you, please, Clive? All right?